I'm Stacy Rule, and I've been married to Matt Rule for almost 25 years now. I have 3 children. The first one I went through the adoption process with, Nicholas, and my other 2 are Allison and Matthew. And I've been at Radiant Life Church for 3 years now. I was a super angry, bitter, cussed like a sailor person who literally showed every emotion by cussing. I mean, I could probably drop 52 F-bombs per minute. And now, through the love and grace and mercy of Jesus, my heart and my mouth is being transformed. So my parents divorced when I was 12 years old. I was in 6th grade, and that just started a whole heck of a lot of rebellion. As my mom moved around, I went to 6 different schools from 6th through 12th grade, and in the meantime moving back and forth to Kearney, which led me to a lot of anger and resentment towards my mom, towards the world, and I resorted to just trying to mask that pain, I guess, through alcohol, drugs, sex, whatever it was, and I refused to follow my parents' rules. I refused to submit to authority. I was just kind of a train wreck. I was a train wreck of a teenager, probably every parent's nightmare. I literally put my parents through hell, and it trickled all the way through my life. There's so many different areas that affected. It affected me being able to have a personal relationship with Jesus. It affected all of my relationships. It affected my family. It affected every area of my life. And I was searching, but I was just searching in the wrong places for the wrong things. And that just led to a lot of hurt, a lot of anger, a lot of unforgiveness. I went through years of unforgiveness towards my mom, and it was not good. It was not good, but I didn't really recognize how rebellious I was until more recently, and just rebelling. It's just a huge issue for me, and just refusing to submit to authority. Especially through my teen years towards my parents, I was like, rules are meant to be broken. And then later in life, as I got married, I was like, to my husband, Matt, I was like, who are you? You're not my dad. I am my own person. I'm in control. I can do everything myself. I don't need you. I don't need your help. You're not going to tell me what to do. I am the boss of me. Nobody's going to boss me. And that's just not the way to be. So timing was everything for me. As I was approaching empty nest syndrome, and I was just, that terrified me. The thought of not having any kids at home, because that's who I had always been. I've always been Allison and Matthew's mom, associated with Matthew's sports teams, whatever. I've never had any hobbies of my own, and Matt and I were never intentional in our marriage, and having date nights and all of that. Matthew's sporting functions, all of our kids' activities were where we spent our time together. And so as I was approaching that, God knew exactly what I needed, and how hard this season that I expected it to be anyway. And so I started coming to Radiant Life, and from the first time I walked in the door, I finally accepted my friend Marcy's invitation after 1 year. And the first time I walked in the door, holy smokes, it just hit me in the face. And I just literally bawled my head off, and just couldn't describe the feeling that I felt. And so I kept coming back and getting more involved on Sundays and Wednesdays. And then they had what were called life groups, these small groups where we met in people's homes. And our pastor's wife, Andrea, was doing a life group on this book called Secrets, and it was about marriage and relationships and all of that, which God clearly knew I needed that because I was failing in every area of that. So as I did this life group, I just was completely undone. Like everything that I thought I knew and could do and had always done was just, it was so backwards. It was completely backwards. And I just started feeling all of these emotions, like all of these things started stirring in me. And God just really started transforming my heart and softening my heart. And it was crazy. God brought all of these women into my life, new relationships, and also started, as He's transforming my heart, and I'm feeling convicted about behaviors that I've had my whole life. You know, the partying, the gossip, the drama. You know, all those things. Just being so blunt and rude with people. God just really started speaking to my heart about all of that, and in doing so, removed some relationships, and then provided new women in my life that were just absolutely amazing and really spoke truth and love to me, and just loved me regardless of what a cussing mess I was when I came in. Just this angry, just in everybody's face. And they just loved me through that. Never once did I get the church lady, stare down, or it was awesome. And it just added so much to my life and just gave me a completely different perspective on godly living. Because in my opinion, I always thought, Christians can't have fun. Like, I'm going to go to my kind of parties and they can sit over there in their little kumbaya clubs, because it can't be fun. It cannot be fun. But how fun is getting hammered every night and waking up the next day and not knowing or remembering what you did or who you offended, because that's always fun, connecting the dots the next morning. Said no one ever. So I'm thankful for the love that God poured out on me, and that He never gave up on me. That He continued to pursue me and never gave up. What it took for me for that complete transformation process to begin was just completely surrendering every aspect of my life to Jesus. All of the parts that I wanted to hide and never admit, never talk about, just bury in the past. You have to deal with those. And in doing so, I just completely surrendered. I got tired of carrying the burden myself and thinking that I could control everything. And just finally was wore out from trying to do that for so many years. So I just completely surrendered everything within me to God, and just allowed Him to speak to my heart and show me His ways over mine. After completely surrendering my life to God and allowing Him to come in and just completely change me, transform my heart. I know I still have a long ways to go, but I'm a work in progress, as they say. What's been the most rewarding in that is the peace, the unity in my marriage. Finally surrendering and submitting to authority, including my husband. That's not an evil thing like I thought it was. It's actually a beautiful thing. Unity and relationships have been restored in my life. The peace, the peace is just overwhelming. The peace is absolutely overwhelming. And just a completely different perspective on life. And it's amazing. It's been amazing. It's not always been easy, but the peace has been overflowing.